Hello and welcome. Oh, I've had a bit of a tragedy here, and I don't know if I can rescue it or not. Somehow, a bag with a used chip ended up on the floor, and it's a good chip. See, if it was a bad chip, it wouldn't matter. It's a good chip. Let me double check. It's a Vic-20 ROM, and it's good, but of course, it got stepped on. So a bunch of the pins have been bent, and that is not good. It's not necessarily the end of the road, but it's not good. And two of them, well, three of them, have been quite severely bent, as I would suppose that I stepped on it. Anyway, this is not ideal. This is why, of course, we strive to get organized. Ugh. I don't know if you can see these two pins, but they're pretty tragic. But they might come back. You gotta be firm, gotta be gentle. Just be patient. Oh, don't let that happen again. I am wondering what I really need to do is when I put things in these little bags, just have some sort of foam there, so in case something squirrely happens, this doesn't happen. Oh man. Well, I can tell you, once this goes into something and it's working, I don't want to take it out again. I don't. So I'm using my fingernails to try and get things back in a nice, straight sort of situation. I don't know how that got down there. I don't know. Normally I use these little teeny pliers. But of course, I can't find them. But I will at some point. Well, this is not perfect. It's not perfect. But it's much closer. These things are sent to distract us. Alright, I will put this back to the bag. The bag will not go on the floor. Again, it may have happened when I was digging for something else from a bin thing. Now, one thing I found, oh, I gotta get something rolling here, is that this TV, if it's on and you turn it off, it's happy. And it'll come back to life with the power bar. But if it's not got any signal for a while, it quite handily, joyfully, dutifully shuts off. And that's just dandy. Why? Oh, come on. Oh, they say wrong hole. Okay. Wrong hole. Let's get this in here. Okay. Good. Oops. I'm flustered. I'm not typing right. So we're going to change the screen color. We're going to change the cursor color. All right, let's just run that there. And then 40. Vic-20 intensive care. Soldering, fixing. Let's see. Did I get that pretty right? Pretty right. I think I can add maybe another couple of exclamation marks there. Maybe not. Oh, well, maybe not. Hey, what's going on here? Did I not hit? Oh, okay. Maybe one is where it's at. Here we are. Okay, so here's where we're at. If you have watched the last video, you will know I'll do this quickly. This is a Vic-20. It's a beautiful thing. It's a cost-reduced board. It had troubles with the video connector. And I could see there was solder joint troubles. So I took it all apart. Well, I took it all apart and then I could see there were cracks in the solder. So I redid them. Actually, I tightened up every single connection on the joystick, the switch, and the power connector. And in the end, it still does wonky things with this connector, the video connector, the 5-pin in, which was not what I had in mind. It was not. So here is the Vic-20 board. If you've looked way back, you will see that this one at some point long ago smoked. And I have been scavenging it for parts. I have taken all the RAM chips and I've just taken other things off because I could. I just did. There are still more chips to be had, but what I'm going to do now is, because I'm here and I can, I am going to get the video connector and then perhaps other things. And how am I going to do that? Well, recently, I was talking with Rudy from Rudy's Retro Intel, and he told me of the desoldering iron he got, which works really well and saves us a ton of time. And I said, that sounds pretty appealing. And so I said I should look into that. So I did. Ooh. Now, it's grabber time. Here is the holder for this magical iron. Looks kind of like a drill. I've only used it once so far. Now, I'm going to push things away, far away. Not this, of course, because this is what I'm going to be taking things out of. But I'm going to get all cords and things well away from here. I am. And then I will take this and I will plug it in. Now this iron does not immediately come on. And actually I was asking Rudy, how do you tell when it's ready? He said there's an LED somewhere. And I don't know where. But anyway, the power switch is in the back. Da-da-da. And I will push it. Ah, look at that. There is, in the front, down in the handle, there's a light. I've got this set on the lowest setting. And I will watch that light. Ah, don't touch that. Holy mama, it heats up fast. And I will watch that light to know when it is time. Just getting things out the way here. Oh. No, I thought it. Oh, it's flickering. My golly, is it really ready already? Well, it's off. Now it's on. Now it's on. Now it's off. I don't think it's ready yet. No, it's still. I think maybe it's still getting there. I'm gonna wait until hopefully it goes off and is steadily off. I can't imagine that it has reached full temperature as of yet. I cannot. Oh, still there. So this should go out. In the first operation I did, which was getting a power switch out of a Vic-20, it did remarkably well. Okay. Nope, it's back on. Well, maybe it's like having to just give it a little extra juice every moment. I'm going to try. So the way this works, I'll move over here. Oh, wait a second. Stop that, stop that, stop that. Don't spin, don't touch things. I'm going to put on my glasses. Ooh. I am. And then you touch this to the spot. You wait for things to happen. And you suck out the solder. Now that did not seem to really do it that well. So maybe it is not up to temperature yet. Boy, it did that okay. Maybe it has more difficulty with. No, that's good. Maybe it has more difficulty with the smaller things. Maybe it wasn't quite up to temperature. I'll go back to the first one. And then I'll see. See, sometimes, of course, even with something like this, you know, things are touching the side. Might have to move them aside a bit. Okay, that looks pretty fine. But will it come out? That is the question. There are 7 connections. There are and I'm just using a screwdriver to try and make sure that everything seems loose. I don't want to, I don't really want to hurt this connector. I just want to get it out. And there it is. It's out. Wahahaha. Alright, for this second. No, I guess I'm not. I was going to turn that off. I'm not going to turn it off. So there. This is the first time I've ever stolen a connector out of another board. And as this is heated up, and this connector is not doing good things here, it's time to do the same. So put it on, suck, line it up. That didn't maybe do it as well as I would have liked. We'll see. Well, there should be lots of juicy solder on these because I just juiced them up. Now, as I look on here, indeed, it doesn't look bad, but it looks like some of the things could be stuck up against the side. So I'm just going to put the iron on. Maybe this one will suck a bit more. And they seem okay. This one maybe could use a little more suction. Maybe. Alright, so the connector has been heated. It has been. I'm going to take a tiny little screwdriver and try to convince it that it should come out. And I did. There it is. This one is going over there. And here is the evidence in the board. It is gone. Alright, I can turn this off. If I can find there. Because it is now up to the soldering. Alright, there is the donor board. It is. We gotta move things away. Don't let anything touch anything that would be. Okay, so this iron can be unplugged. Oh, 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 don't drop things. Oh, no. Okay, so this iron which is the soldering iron rather than the de-soldering iron, can be plugged in. And How how can cords get wrapped around it? How? So here is the connector. Now, I'm hoping this is good. I'm hoping that that this clears it up and that there isn't something else. I mean, there is always the possibility, I suppose, there could be a trace problem. I don't think so. I just don't think so. I think somehow that connector had been under some stress and I am having difficulty getting this to go in. I am. It may be indeed one of the holes. Oh, darn. I should have double checked that. One of the holes on the bottom side is not as clean as I would like. Oh, dear. Okay, well, I think what I need to do, I should have checked that, is pull out a plug here that I think is doing nothing, and put the soldering iron back in, and turn it back on. Because if I can't get the connector in, well, by breaking it, I mean, what's the point? Oh, here is the connector. That's the bottom. That is where you would plug into. It would be very surprising if this does not take care of it. Did I turn this on? I did. Well, maybe. Maybe it's ready. Yes, it is. Okay. Hello. Okay, I turned that off. I can leave it plugged in because it has that switch. Aha, and now this is fitting in. There we go, and it's sitting quite nicely in. It is. Now, one thing I'm going to do, because I want it to stay nicely, because I have to flip this over, and it shouldn't get into any trouble. I'm going to lay some tape across the top to keep it straight, I hope. That is the plan. And then, see this across the top. And then I will carefully flip this over. All the connectors are through. I would like to think that this yucky old iron, which is capable of blowing smoke, is happy. Never, ever touch the shiny part. Okay. So we'll lay some solder onto the non-electrical connections that help keep it in there, okay? And then we'll go for the individual connections that make sure that the signal gets through. Let me feel this a little more natural. And if this doesn't work, I will be some surprised. Alright, so now, because this iron does not have a switch on it, and I don't have it in its own power bar with a switch, I will unplug it. Maybe I'll leave this on. And I will inspect the solder connections. And they look okay. Oh, sorry. They look okay. So now I will yank off the tape. It looks like it's well aligned. Everything is fine. I'm going to let this cool off. And then I'll reconfigure things to test it. And let the irons cool down. Anyway, so thanks for coming. We'll see what happens in the next episode. Have a lovely day. Bye for now.